Welcome back. First, thank you. Thank you for walking through season one with me. When I started this podcast, I honestly didn't know where it would go. I just knew I wanted to create a place where people could come and feel understood, a place where we could have honest conversation about life, the hard parts, the hopeful parts, and anything in between. So, if you've been here since the beginning, thank you. And if this is the very first episode you've ever watched, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Can I ask you something? Who are you becoming? Not what do you do for a living, not how much money do you make, not what kind of truck do you drive. Who are you becoming? I think that's one of the most important questions we'll ever answer. Because one day, nobody is going to remember every accomplishment on our resume. They're going to remember how you treated people, whether you kept your word, whether you showed up when it mattered, whether you made the people around you better. That's what lasts. For a long time, I measured my life by achievements, becoming a firefighter, earning the opportunity to become a lieutenant, working hard, checking off goals. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having goals. Goals give us direction. But somewhere along the way, I realized I had been asking the wrong question. Instead of asking, who am I becoming? I kept asking, what's next? The next promotion, the next accomplishment, the next milestone, the next thing that would finally make me feel like I'd arrived. But here's what I discovered. There is no finish line. Life isn't about arriving. It's about becoming. I've met people with impressive titles who weren't very kind. I've met people with very little titles who would give you the shirt off their back. I've met leaders who demanded respect, and I've met leaders who earned it simply by the way they treated people. Those experiences taught me something. Character will always outlast accomplishments every single time. One of the greatest lessons I've ever learned didn't come from a classroom. It came from watching people, watching how they treated someone who couldn't do anything for them, watching whether they kept their promises, watching how they handled disappointment, watching how they responded when nobody was watching. That's when you really see somebody's character. Not on their best day, on their hardest day. I think that's why adversity is such a powerful teacher. It reveals what's already inside us. Pressure doesn't create character. Pressure reveals it. And if we're willing to learn, it also shapes it. Every setback, every heartbreak, every mistake, every challenge, they're all invitations. Not to become bitter, but to become better. If you're listening today, maybe you've been so focused on getting somewhere that you've forgotten to ask yourself who you're becoming along the way. Take a moment. Be honest. Would the person you were 5 years ago be proud of the person you're becoming today? If the answer is yes, keep going. If the answer is no, that's okay too, because today is a new opportunity. Not to become perfect, but to become better. One choice, one conversation, one act of kindness, one day at a time. I've started noticing something. The people I respect the most usually aren't the loudest people in the room. They're not chasing attention. They're not trying to prove anything. They're simply living in a way that reflects who they are. And I think that's what character is. It's doing the right thing even when nobody else is watching. I remember something I learned early in the fire service. Your reputation isn't built during the big calls. It's built on the ordinary days. Showing up on time, helping clean the trucks, checking your equipment, taking training seriously, looking out for your crew. Anybody can rise to the occasion once in a while. The people who earn respect are the ones who stay consistent every day. Life works the same way. Your character isn't built in one incredible moment. It's built in thousands of ordinary decisions. The decision to keep your word, the decision to apologize when you're wrong, the decision to tell the truth when a lie would be easier. the decision to encourage someone instead of tearing them down. Those choices become habits. Those habits become your character, and your character becomes your legacy. I think sometimes we spend too much time asking, what do I want out of life? Maybe a better question is, what does life need from me? Does your family need somebody they can depend on? Does your community need someone willing to serve? Does a young coworker need somebody willing to teach them? Does a friend simply need somebody who will listen? Purpose isn't always found in doing something extraordinary. Sometimes it's found in being faithful in ordinary moments. I've learned that becoming the right person is more important than finding the perfect opportunity. Because opportunities come and go, character stays. Money comes and goes, character stays. Titles change, and again, character stays. When people remember you years from now, I don't think they'll remember every accomplishment. I think they'll remember how many or how you made them feel. Did they feel respected? Did they feel encouraged or valued? Those are the things that leave a lasting impact. Maybe today you're chasing something, a promotion, a new job, a relationship, a dream you've carried for years. There's nothing wrong with chasing those things. Just don't lose yourself while chasing them. Don't sacrifice your integrity to gain success. Don't become somebody you wouldn't recognize just to impress people who don't really know you. Because at the end of the day, success without character is empty. But character will open doors. Success never could. One of the greatest compliments I've ever received wasn't about my job. It wasn't about my title. It wasn't about an accomplishment. It was when someone said, I know I can count on you. That meant more to me than they probably realized, because that's the kind of person I want to be. Reliable, honest, present. Somebody who keeps showing up, not because it's easy, because it's the right thing to do. So if you're listening today, I want to leave you with a question to think about before we continue on. If somebody described you using just 3 words, what would you hope those words would be? Kind, dependable, courageous, honest, or compassionate? Now ask yourself, are your daily choices moving you toward becoming that person? Because the life you want tomorrow is built by the decisions you make right now. Think about that right now. Like, think about it. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, honestly, that puts you in a whole different perspective if you really honestly think about it. Move some things here. Just trying to get screens bugging me. So, if you're thinking about that, man, I'm just messing all kinds of shit up here, ain't I? Good Lord. Everything's just all in the way. I need to adjust my table. But if you're thinking about it, is that what you want? You know, as we get ready to wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with something I've been thinking about. One day, every one of us is going to be remembered, not forever, but by the people whose lives we touched. Your children they will remember you. Your friends will, your coworkers, your family, the people you served. The question is whether they'll remember you. I guess the question is, will they remember? Will they remember somebody who was always chasing more, or somebody who always made time for the people who mattered? Will they remember your accomplishments or the way you made them feel when they were around you? I've learned that people rarely remember every word you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. That's the kind of impact I want to have. I think about the men and women who shaped my life, my grandfather, the firefighters who trained me, the leaders who challenged me. None of them were perfect, not a single one. But every one of them taught me something that made me a better man. Not because they had all the answers, because they lived what they believed. That's character, and that's something no paycheck can buy. If you've listened to this episode today, I want to challenge you with one question. When you wake up tomorrow morning, who are you going to choose to become? Not what are you going to accomplish? Who are you going to become? Are you going to become more patient, more dependable, more honest, more forgiving, more courageous? Those are the things that build a meaningful life, not overnight. One decision at a time. I think sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves to have everything figured out. The truth is, none of us do. We're all learning, we're all growing, we're all trying to become better than we were yesterday. That's enough progress. Progress matters more than perfection. Every single time. Maybe today you've been hard on yourself. Maybe you've been focusing on everything you're not. Instead, look at how far you've come. You're not the same person you were 5 years ago. You're stronger, wiser, more compassionate, more resilient. You've survived things you once thought would break you. Give yourself credit for that. And then ask yourself, what's my next step? Because growth never stops. Neither should we. So before I go, I want to thank you. Thank you for coming back for another season. Thank you for believing in this community that I'm trying to build. My hope is that every conversation we have reminds you of one simple truth. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep becoming, keep learning, keep serving, keep growing, keep loving people, and keep choosing to become the kind of person your future self will be proud of. As we begin this new season together, let's make a promise. Let's stop chasing the life everybody expects us to have and start building the life we're proud to live. One decision, one conversation, one act of kindness, and one day at a time, because that's how great lives are built. Not all at once, but little by little. Until next time, remember this: your greatest accomplishment will never be what you achieve, it will be who you become. If nobody told you today, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're still here. And keep walking through the fire. I'm Colton. And this is Walking Through the Fire. I'll see you next week. And remember, no matter what path you choose to walk down, it all that matters is who do you choose to become. There's new episodes every week. There's different parts. And if nobody has told you today, I'm glad you're still here. This is Walking Through the Fire. And no matter what life throws at you, remember, everybody goes through a fire. It just depends on how